Okay, so I've just got back from seeing Winnie-the-Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. Let's talk about it. Okay, so I have just seen the sequel to that original idea of taking Winnie-the-Pooh, who's now in public domain, and turning it into a horror movie. Now, the first Blood and Honey movie was really bad. Like, I mean, maybe one of the worst films I've ever seen in my life. It's that bad. Now, when I heard they were making a second one, I was like, okay, well, this was a cool gimmick idea of like, what would happen if you grabbed a childhood story that people grew up and loved with and turned it into a horror stuff. I thought that gimmick was done, but they wanted to do a second one. So I was like, you know what? That's fine. That is fine. I mean, okay. Maybe the second time around you might do a better job than the first one, and it might actually be decent. I feel like the gimmick's played out now. I feel like we don't need it anymore, but I don't know, man. We're getting an Avengers movie of it. They show you that at the preview as well, and they showed us the Bambi one as well, which looks awful. But Blood and Honey 2 is just as bad as the first one. It really is. The biggest thing that really annoyed me the most about this movie is the lighting of the film. 80% of the time, I couldn't see what was happening. I couldn't see the kills. Like, otherwise, if they either would show you the kills with complete and utter no lighting, so you couldn't actually make out. It's just like a silhouette most of the time, and you're like, okay, that's right, okay, cool. I'll let you slide with one of them. Then it happened again and again and again, and I was like, okay, that's becoming a problem. Otherwise, what they would do is they'd cut away from it, and they show you the shadow or just the blood going everywhere, and it's kind of like, come on, man, at least show me something. So that was a real pain in the ass for me, was not seeing the kills or anything, because this whole entire film is so dark, and it's so hard to see what is going on. And the one scene that really tipped it off for me was, there's a scene of a woman doing the freaking dishes in the dark. Like, I'm sorry, who has the light off during night while they're doing them on? And that was annoying. Now, they've retconned the whole entire first movie. The whole entire first movie is not a part of this story. The first movie is literally a horror movie in this universe that is a retelling of the Christopher Robin story. So everything that happens in there is just a horror movie, and they show it in this film, that this kid's watching that movie. And they even say it's based on the story of what Christopher Robin saw. So it's not even legit. So technically this is the first Blood and Honey in this thing. So everything you knew about Pooh and the reason to why he was doing, which I thought was the strongest part of that film, was the idea of Pooh struggling with Christopher Robin moving on from him and him not having him. I thought that was the strongest part of that. So they just retconned that whole entire thing. And now they put on a new twist on Pooh and his friends. What are they? How are they coming about? And it's very predictable. I guessed it straight away. I was like, yep, I know where this is going. It's just, I will say, I'm glad they ditched the mask from the first one, and actually, Pooh looks better. I will give him that. Pooh looks better. I do like the designs of them. I do like the design of Pooh. I like the design of Owl. I thought Owl gives me Jeepers Creepers vibe. So I'm glad that they took that and ran with that sort of vibe, because it does look like that, and I actually enjoyed that bit of it. Tigger, I thought, there's not a lot you can do with Tigger to make him sort of like half human, half animal. So, I mean, it's fine. I just didn't like the dialogue that Tigger had. I thought the dialogue that Tigger had was awful. It's trying to be like this corny, campy sort of thing, but it doesn't work. It just did. Like, this is the problem with the film. It's either go down the campy route, the corny route, and be like, yo, we're going to take this as a joke sort of thing, or go down the serious route. And it sort of felt like they were kind of mixed. There's times where they're like, hey, this is a serious slasher horror movie. And then there's bits where there's like, hey, this is just a corny, gimmick sort of horror movie. Don't take it too seriously. It's like, well, which one are you trying to do? So I didn't feel like they got the balance of that right either. And it was all through the dialogue. and just the lines and the writing. I just didn't think that was very strong in this movie, which is a shame because I really liked that idea from the first one with Winnie-the-Pooh and that struggling with Christopher Robin moving on. I thought that in itself is a really, really cool concept and a really good concept that you can build upon. And for them to just completely retcon that, to change it to this other thing that happens in here that's very predictable, you work it out straight away. And I was kind of like, well, that's kind of dumb. And then, oh man, don't even get me started because the ending of this film is just, the ending's bad. The ending is really bad. And I'm sitting there like, right, so this is just happening. It really just, it's frustrating. It really is, because I feel like they could have done a good movie. They could have done something here and really made it great. But they just didn't do it. They just didn't execute it at all. Christopher Robin, his story, trying to deal with the traumatic stuff that happened with the stuff that happened in the first one that we actually technically didn't happen. That was okay. I mean, they tried to make you connect with it, but I just didn't care. Look, the big thing that freaking annoyed me the most about Christopher Robin is he's like, "Hey, Pooh, I want to fight you." And then Pooh comes out and he's like, it's like, bruh, here you are, out with your chest, saying shit to Pooh with your chest. And as soon as he comes to attack you, you're screaming like a girl. Like, which one are you going to do? Like, what's going on here? It's just, And man, another thing is, there are moments in here where you watch, 1 minute, they're like in the middle of town. Next thing you know, they're in the bush, in like the forest. And I'm like, what the frick's going on here? How'd they get to there? I did notice one scene though, where Christopher's talking to someone, to this old fella in his house, and it was night, but outside the window, it's daylight. So there's a little bit of stuff like that going on, which I kind of thought, come on guys. Like, that's just little things that you got to kind of just notice and fix in your, like, you know, post and that. You can easily just fix that. It's slow at the start. There wasn't as much horror action that I thought. There was no suspense, nothing. I don't know. It didn't have anything that really made you go, oh man, I want to see a third one, which is coming, because they gave us a preview to the thing and talked about the Avengers movie that's coming up, where they're all teaming up to fight these people, I guess humans. They're going to team up and fight like Avengers style. And it's like, really? We're really doing this? Like, this is actually a thing. And they're doing a third one. That had been confirmed at the start. So it's not good. It really isn't. I just feel like it was lacking. You can't, like, 80% of the time you can't see what's going on. The story is just bleh. The dialogue's just everything about it was just, yeah. It's not good. It's not good. Look, I will say this though. I feel like there's a balance between both movies here. I feel like if you could combine both movies together, I feel like maybe that might have been a better idea. But, I mean, hey. Well, good luck to him if there's more. I mean, I'm still going to go check out Bambi, I guess. This Avengers movie. I'm kind of, like, intrigued to see how bad. I want to see if they're going to go down the campy route and really go, you know what, let's just lean into this bit. Or if they're going to try and stay this serious tone. And it just, yeah. Oh, well, it is what it is. Let me know what you guys saw. Maybe you guys saw it and loved it. If you did, let me know in the comment section below. Smash your thoughts down there. Smash that like button. Click subscribe. And I'll see you guys next video. Until then, stay safe and peace out.